The Sony movie Morbius comes out this weekend, but f that, because today, we're talking Moon Knight. That's right, so grab your drinks and join me, Antonio Ache, as I give you a quick rundown of the first episode of Marvel's latest show. This is Comic Romance. For those that don't know, Moon Knight is Mark Spector. He's an ex-military turned mercenary who ends up being empowered by a godlike being to varying levels of OP stats. I say godlike being because he's been granted abilities from the Phoenix Force before, but usually, like in the series, he's powered by the Egyptian god Khonshu. The next most important thing to note about him is that he has dissociative identity disorder, which means he has alters or separate personalities that can be playing I am the captain now at any moment. Imagine Crazy Jane from Doom Patrol or James McAvoy from Split mixed with Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. Basically, not somebody you want to meet in a dark alley. To put it in his own words, let's establish some parameters. I'm not Spider-Man, and I'm not the Punisher. They represent two extreme ends of the same costumed spectrum. I am Moon Knight. And you all know that means one thing. No one in this room, myself included, knows precisely what I'm capable of. Needless to say, the man dem got issues, innit? So of course, this story is about Mark, but we aren't introduced to him first. Right out the gate, we see Ethan Hawke's character putting freshly broken glass into his retro Nazareth sandals, as Bob Dylan's Every Grain of Sand plays in the background, truly shaping this character as a false prophet since we know he's the antagonist, and this song alludes to Jesus more times than the Chronicles of Narnia. After that, we still don't meet Mark because we're shown the morning routine of Stephen Grant, with the sad but soothing tune of Engelbert Humperdinck's Man Without Love. And all throughout this melancholy ballad, Stephen undoes his sleepwalking countermeasures, feeding his one-finned fish, leaving a message to his mum, while heading to his lackluster job as a gift shoppist. In the next scene, he proves his affinity for ancient lore by telling some random youngin' at the museum about a nearby sarcophagus and the Egyptian burial practices they used. And right when the kid is about to joke him, he's promptly interrupted by his boss Donna, who is the absolute worst. She'll make you think, if people are gonna die in this show, can she be the first one? But after that, we meet a fit coworker of his who he has apparently chatted up and is completely unaware of a date that they set previously. And this is our first glimpse at a disconnect between him and his alters. There's a running theme throughout the episode of most people getting his name wrong, which is obviously a nod to his jumbled identity. We see several instances where the director uses mirrored images and segmented viewpoints to depict his disjointed psyche, which is the focal point of this first episode. At night, Stephen tries whatever he can in hopes of tiring himself out so that he won't sleepwalk, but he still wakes up, Egyptian God knows where, with a broken jaw and zero idea what is happening. The legendary F. Murray Abraham voicing Khonshu is the first thing he hears while he's trying to figure out his current displacement. Speaking of someone who used to sleepwalk as a kid, bro is traveling. I mean, I barely made it out the front door. While running away from unknown gunmen, Stephen happens upon a crowd. They're all gathered around Arthur Harrow as he plays judge, jury, and executioner, with unsuspecting believers quoting Amit as the god they all serve. For anyone who's too lazy for a spot of Googling, Amit is often mistaken as an Egyptian god, when in fact she's more accurately described as a demoness associated with death and execution. We see Stephen try to run from them and blink out several times during a downhill car scene chase, where Wake Me Up Before You Go-Go plays as he and his unseen alter avoid capture and death, all the while Khonshu talks to and about them. Stephen leaves the encounter believing it to be only a dream until he realizes that things around his flat aren't what they seem to be, including a not quite Nemo-style goldfish who suddenly has two fins and signs everywhere of hidden compartments and missing days. After another memory skip, he heads into work and is confronted by Harrow, who is clearly well connected because it's shown that he has people already established at Stephen's job. Later that evening, while Stephen finishes his inventory, he is attacked by an otherworldly hound of some sort, and his only recourse is to relinquish control to Mark Spector, who immediately becomes Moon Knight and puts foot to Demon K9 ass. I know it always seems like I'm singing Marvel's praises and talking down on DC, but I'm legit just reporting the facts at this point. One of the best things they have going for them is how incredibly different each of their MCU Disney Plus shows has been, and Moon Knight is no exception. So far, it's an engaging psychological thriller, and I can't wait to see what's next. If you plan on watching the next 5 episodes, give this video a like. If you haven't yet, subscribe and hit the bell, because if enough of you do, we'll make sure to do weekly breakdowns of this show. So until the next time, when hopefully someone will pay me to do a mediocre British accent, I've been Antonio Acche, and this has been Comrom, who do nerdy reviews with the occasional booze.